If you do not understand what I'm saying, then don't comment, okay? This part right here has to do with more than just my baby daddy. This part right here has to do with foster parents who used me as a fucking prop to better their image. Okay? To them, I was a fucking cash cow. And there was a specific person that knew that I was a financial asset and chose to side with them anyway, knowing that I was suffering while I was in there. Now, it has to be noted, I have since aged out of the system. I aged out in 2005. I was the child that was bitching, pleading, crying, literally sobbing my eyes out, asking, can I see mom, dad, and siblings? And I was always told, no, we'll do it another time. We can't do it right now. But what I ended up finding out from my husband is they didn't want to do it because it was too much. Then why did you take me in if it was too much? Why did you violate guidelines for foster care and ICWA? They weren't supposed to keep my money from me. They weren't supposed to keep me from my family because as a Native Indigenous child, I was supposed to have the right to connect with my heritage. And I was denied that. I don't have a close relationship with my foster parents. To them, I was just a paycheck. Now, there's another person in here that's not to blame. There's two people in this story that are not to blame because they had no idea. One of them tried to help, but it fell on deaf ears. That's my husband and a bus driver. These are the only two people that stood by me and helped me through this painful process. Everybody else was a bystander, didn't care, didn't give a shit. Couldn't do anything because they were a part of the facade too. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that went on behind the scenes that nobody has a clue about. And I'm just one of the many former foster youth that went through this. I've held this in for 27 years and I can't do it no more. Carrying something like this, it's heavy, is painful. Everybody who took part in trying to keep me from my family and tell me, no, we want you to finish high school first. You need to finish high school. Nope. My physical health was deteriorating back then. Had I stayed, I wouldn't be here. I'd be dead. But I'm here, breathing. Yeah. This is the aftermath of it. It's not funny, ha, funny, key. I'm one of many former foster youth that went through this. Violations of foster care guidelines, violations of ICWA. I'm just one of many. And I've held this in for 27 years. And I cannot do it no more. There's parts of my life that I won't get back because two, will make that three. Foster parents, foster mom, foster dad, teacher's aide. Three people that took it upon themselves to say, hey, why don't you just stay until you graduate? No. My health is not in good shape. My dad's health is deteriorating. And if he goes while I'm in here, nobody's going to tell me shit. So I'm going to leave. But one person decided to put on a fucking beautiful performative performance of I love you, I care for you, I want what's best for you. No, you don't. You never did. You knew, this teacher's aide knew I was a financial asset. Those tears she cried weren't for me. They were for the fact that she could no longer control the narrative behind the scenes. She knew what was going on, but because she prioritized her image over my health and safety, I don't know who she is anymore. She could have turned in my foster parents back then, but chose not to. And that is a violation. If a teacher's aide sees something and is suspicious about something that's going on, that person needs to report it. And she didn't do that. She could have saved my life. She could have saved me from that hellhole of a foster family that I was a part of. Now, I'm going to say this again. I've aged out of the system. I left in 2005. We're now in 2025. It's damn near 30 years later. And I'm still carrying this shit. And I can't carry it no more. I'm almost 40 years old. And I'm sitting here having to mourn parts of my life that I should have took pride in. But I couldn't because I was too busy trying to survive. I couldn't, people weren't going to help me, so I had to help myself by leaving. I'm still here. I'm thankful to be here, but I'm having to mourn people that I thought I knew. 3 people that I thought I knew, that I looked up to, that I idolized. Now it's all gone to shit. Yeah. This video is not to harm or harass anyone. Thank you and have a great day.